EUnited will want that rematch, but at the same time, EUnited are going to want the rematch to make a little bit of amends for what happened in Raleigh. Well, enough talking for now. It's time for the action to start. We're starting off with some Oddball here, where it's on streets. EUnited or FaZe? Who do you think is stronger here?
I think I like FaZe here. I think FaZe needs to win an Oddball game, needs to convince themselves that they belong in this series and wants revenge on what EUnited was able to do early in Raleigh. So here we go. We're hopping on with Spartan the Dog, one of the hottest players from last series, and already he's going to find himself a snipe down. Takes him down. Even though snipe down has thrust, it's no problem for Spartan the Dog, and you're already seeing 4 kills in EUnited's favor. That's going to be complete map control going over to them early in this game.
It wasn't just snipe down, it was EUnited who took all of FaZe down off the rip there. That was forward. They were getting that rotation already. That ball is back in tram, and Spartan's already putting pressure on as well. Look at Bound having to do some work to manage to just elongate his life a little bit. However, that maybe slight overextension there from EUnited has cost them some kills. Now Rhino's going to have to play his life. Snipe Down's going to not allow him to do that for too long, as now FaZe will make that move up onto that Oddball. Now they have a little bit of transitional setup here. Rain's going to be taken down as well. EUnited a little bit of a misstep at the start for US.
Yeah, massive misstep. They had a complete setup. Ryan Noob had all the goodies in his hands. Unfortunately, not able to have any success with those goodies, and now snipe down with this Stalker rifle. We've seen throughout his career how illustrious and how impressive he can be with sniper style weapons. Right now, the Stalker rifle is a light sniper in Halo Infinite. He has thrust to be paired with it, and not only that, but a Bulldog shotgun, so snipe down in a great position to go off.
Look at this transition as well with that Oddball as well. Recognizing the cafeteria spawns weren't coming in, they moved that one towards the arcade side. Snipe Down trying to move in to finish off this kill, will do so. So 3 players now fallen for EUnited, and ball still in the hands as the last player alive is going to be Spartan bottom middle. The ping's going to come in from Snipe Down, so this has been a really impressive start here from FaZe. Not just the kills, not just the fact that they've had the ball in their hands, but the way they've moved it around streets as well. Now they're in PD. They've done almost 66.6% of the map the Oddball has touched at the moment.
Yeah, great rotation there from FaZe, and they've taken this lead and blown this door open. Great shots from Fabricated. That's not an easy kill. Onto a player with a Bulldog shotgun, takes down King Nick there, and all of a sudden you're seeing EUnited. They had broken the setup from FaZe for a brief second, but Spartan the Dog and company lost their opportunity to get some ball time, but they picked up rockets in the meantime. So we'll see if Spartan can land a few kills. Unfortunately, the rocket, it's not strong enough to get that kill, and Bound finds himself Spartan the Dog, and not only that, but 1 rocket in his chamber as well.
2 dead for EUnited as well, so that means that Bound's got a little bit of room to maneuver here, a bit of license to kill maybe. However, Falcated is going to be the first player to pick up some kills. Snipe Down's going to do the same, and it's good news for FaZe, because that means that this man, it's bad news. Forget about the good news. We'll have the bad news.
That's a tough one. Yeah, we've all been there though, and unfortunately he just crouched, and because he crouched, it was just the edge of that wall that blew himself.
We've heard about pocket rockets. You ain't seen onset rockets. My goodness, it's a different thing altogether. You've ever seen 1 rocket take down out 4 of your teammates? Well, play with me. So I'm gonna say. EUnited though, unfortunately find themselves 3 dead, excuse me, at the moment, as Bound is now controlling that Stalker rifle once more on the neon steps here. Nobody really poking at the moment. Snipe Down's managed to get that ball in his hand though and make that rotation, and on the way past, he's going to pick up a little bit of a passing gift. Once again, that drop wall going to save him from that grenade. Not the first time we've seen that.
No, great use of the drop wall. We're seeing that more and more today. We're seeing the drop wall being used effectively to play one's life a little bit longer and be a little bit more of a nuisance. Last player alive for FaZe is going to be taken down. That was Bound with the Stalker rifle. Unfortunately, Shotty's too strong in this game for him, especially when it's up close and personal, and Nick getting that kill clears out back tram, and you're seeing EUnited with the first real opportunity to get a setup going.
Kills falling to them as well. So 2 dead here for FaZe. Falcated and Bound, the last players alive. You can see where they're spawning here from the point of view of Ryan Noob as well, right across the map. Falcated manages to pick up 1 though, but Spartan in position to trade out almost immediately. As I say that though, FaZe start to answer back. They start to roar back into this game as well, even though the lead is starting to be chipped away here. FaZe have got that ball back in their hands. So FaZe, oh my! 2 players going to be taken down from EUnited. 1 from FaZe as well. We'll put that in there. But yeah, it counts as a triple in my books.
I mean, these rockets are cursed. At least they're off the map, and Boobadooboo found those 2 kills that created an opening for more ball time to be racked up. 66 points now for FaZe, so they're starting to separate themselves once again here in the first round of this game with those rockets. I mean, that was massive. Even though you lose snipe down in that situation, you'll take that every day of the week, especially on the back of Falcon. It's 14 kills. Great shots by him once again.
Bound trying to escape as well with that thrust in his hands. Booby's going to have the ball into that red room. Bound going to be poking back out here, but Nick arrives. Announces himself to this fight as well. Red X is in front of him though. Spartan is going to be taken down as well. So Nick's going to actually pick this one up, throw it towards Tram here. And I like that play where it's just making sure that even though his teammates are falling, FaZe's going to have to work hard for that ball.
Snipe down, great use of the pulse carbine. Not every day you see that gun being picked up and put to work, but Snipe down shreds the shields off Nick, finishes the kill, gets the stalker out of his hand. Most importantly, allows his team to push on this ball. Great shots by Sparty on the turn though, and 3 go down for FaZe. EUnited able to get this ball even after that great kill from Snipe down. No opening was found for FaZe, and now EUnited look to crawl back in this first round. Highly contested it is.
Noob gonna find Falcated. A little bit of help coming in from Nick, though, is going to pick up those kills. Now, EUnited have to be very, very careful here in this situation. Yes, they're picking up ball time as they do cross that 60-point threshold. However, one little slip up here. It's only 15 points for FaZe to win this round, so they have to be almost perfect in this hold. Picking up early kills is certainly going to help them do that.
Absolutely. Multiple kills going in their favor. Make it 3 in a row. Rockets are going to go in the hands of King Nick as well. It's a rocket bulldog shotgun combo. T-squared, he's going to one-up you. He wants the bulldog, and I think that might actually be a more strong combo than the snipe rocket combo we've seen. Nick going to be able to lock this side of the map down. Unfortunately, it does look like FaZe going to be pushing the opposite side of the map, so Nick going to be forced to rotate. One rocket fails. The second one still in the chamber. The first kill does come through, so not the easiest double kill we've seen on screen, but a double kill nonetheless, and a killing spree for Nick has kept his team in control of this oddball. Great job there to finish another one off as well.
Great recognition of spawns as well. You saw Ryan respawn in there, which is going to allow Nick to pick up those last few seconds of time. EUnited will take the first round, and it was very, very good control from them and very good rotations as well.
Yeah, great comeback overall by EUnited. FaZe was in the driver's seat for a majority of that round, but it just took one setup there for EUnited to get control of the power-ups and power weapons right there. Nick locking down that shotgun streak, and they were going to take round 1. Unfortunately, we are going to have lost a player from FaZe from the lobby, and we're going to have to reset the game real quick, but you are going to have EUnited with that 1 point that 1 point lead.
Now, let's talk about why EUnited did so well in that last game, because I feel like one thing we're not actually... historically, we have these things in our head with EUnited, right? And the likes of, Rain, Ryan Oob, with all due respect to them, I always look at them and I'm thinking, kind of nerdy players, objective game types where they can play a few more deaths and it's not going to count so much. I've been so impressed with the slaying power of this EUnited lineup where you look at FaZe. I mean, you look at the names on FaZe, and again, historically, if you've watched a lot of Halo, if you haven't watched a lot of Halo in the last few years, these are 4 names that you always expect to be at the top of a kills leaderboard on the respective teams that they would find themselves on. For EUnited to be outslaying them, I think says a lot about the way this team and these players have developed.
Yeah, and they're developing well in the infinite realm, which is the most important thing, right? Like, they've adapted to the game. They're starting to use the sandbox to every bit of an advantage as they can. The drop wall, the shotgun, like, they're not forced nearly to try and compete with, like, the Halo 5 pistol shots of the FaZe clan members, right? If you're going up and it's just pistols only, or if it's BRs only, it's going to be really tough to go up against FaZe. So doing what they can, scavenge around the map, find the sandbox that fits them well, put them to their situational advantages, have given them the opportunity to be able to compete in the slays department with this FaZe roster. They're basically formulating a game plan that will put them in the best position for success. And when you're able to do that, the sky's the limit.
I think one thing that's impressed me about EUnited as well, just watching them play that oddball round, one moment that stood out to me in particular, Wes, was previously when we were seeing oddball setups around Tram, you wouldn't really have teams pushing past a halfway point on the map, if you know what I mean. They're kind of hoping for PD spawns, hoping for cafe. One thing that really stood out for me there, I think it was Nick who pushed all the way into cafeteria up that neon street to completely block that spawn and then just focus firing it onto PD. And we're seeing teams do that more and more, just making sure that they're almost forcing one of those spawns and hitting that crossfire. It's so difficult to fight out of that. Yeah,
not only are you applying pressure, not only are you doing damage, but you're cutting off like routes that you would have seen FaZe be able to have there. I love that play by Nick. It's something I try to do. I typically die in that situation, but Nick doing a phenomenal job there to get kills, get great damage, but also funnel the rest of FaZe towards that top rail area. And when you know everybody is coming from one angle, it's much easier to defend than when they have the entire map to kind of collapse on your setup. That's what EUnited was kind of executing there. They were trying to create space on one half of the map. We saw earlier in the game they had the same opportunity and they pushed up towards the arcade, but they left shotgun open. They're basically just like forcing FaZe to come from one side, and when you do that, you have more angles, you have more opportunities to stay alive, more opportunities to have success. And I love that kind of like strategy. You see Cloud9, the best in the world, they do that to a T. We consistently appraise them for the pressure that they're applying. Well, it's time we start doing that for teams like EUnited when they do so, like you just pointed out.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to see, and I'm sure that a lot of the top teams are going to be developing that even further as we do get a little bit deeper into this game as well. And I feel like on Oddball, especially on streets, 4 dead is now a really perilous situation to find yourself in off of the push because of those factors that we just talked about. But I mean, FaZe had some good moments in that first round as well. We are waiting for the lobby to get reset up, everybody. Apologies for the delay. We'll get back into the game as soon as we can. But what was the difference between the two teams there, do you feel, in that first round? Because FaZe did have moments where they had 3, 4 dead and a complete setup.
Yeah, you want to look for them to be aggressive in those situations. It's stereotypical old school Halo to like get a setup and just like create this wall that you don't want the enemy team to cross. But it's next level Halo to be applying pressure onto the spawners. If they're able to do that a little bit more, they're going to have a lot more success. That and a little bit better use of the rockets, and they may have stolen that round 1, right?
I've forgotten about that, to be honest with you. Sorry, Bound. I didn't say it again. You know, Wes brought it up.
Yeah,
you're that side.
It happens.
Hey,
I didn't play the ball, and it gets brought up every stream. I'm sure it's already true in the chat right now. So it happens to the best of us. It happens to the worst of us, Bound. So nothing to really linger on there. It was a one-time thing, but really overall rocket use could have been better. It wasn't just that one. We saw Valkyrie picked up that double and took down Snipe Down. That's not what I'm talking about. But the rocket right before that, he takes the ball guy down to no shield, but he also knocks Snipe Down to no shield. It's like just better using these rockets and not like eliminating yourself or a teammate as easy as that is for me to analyze, right?
Yep.
I mean, it'll do wonders for your team's ability to progress on the map and apply pressure on the spawns because now they have shields in order to do so.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting point you raised there as well. We talk about pressure on the map. We talk about the importance of power weapons as well. I feel like in Infinite, especially on streets, which is a great example of it, if you have rockets in your hand and you manage to get 2 clean kills, it's not just the 2 kills. It's kind of almost a snowball you can have where you can go 4, 6 kills, not just because of the fact that you obviously have that power weapon, you can pick up those easy kills, but when you get split spawns on Infinite and you have numbers, it's devastating to try and fight out of. Wes, I mean, you've been in that position yourself. You played, like I mentioned previously, you've played that game a lot. It's something that you're seeing the top players do more and more. Just kind of explain to maybe some of the newer viewers of Halo why it's such a difficult thing to get in your hands to start with to get that numerical advantage, but also why pros look for it so much.
Yeah, so split spawns aren't anything new to Halo. In Halo 5, it was basically the strategy that high-level teams tried to process and establish towards the end. It's in Halo Infinite, it's magnified with the amount of sandbox and utility that players are able to play around and the advantages that they have now while forcing split spawns. They now have better weapons, better utility, better equipment than you that allow them to do things that your base Spartan can't do. So when you gain these advantages, when you get a set of rockets and you get a double kill, that typically means you can get to the thrust freely. You can get to the Bulldog shotgun. You can continue to power your Spartan up, give yourself opportunity to win situational advantages to continue that snowball effect. That's what Cloud9 has been able to really process best at the highest level. You're seeing everybody, though, do that when they're given the opportunities. Just how far do they push it?
Well, something to certainly keep your eyes out for if you're new to competitive Halo. Once again, welcome along, and I'm sure that Wes will point it out if we do see it happen in those split spawns and one of the teams being able to take advantage of it. We're going to be seeing the game restart, though, which is good news for everybody, because as much as we love to talk about Halo all day, I'm sure everybody who's watching at home will want to see Halo, and of course we want to see that even more as well. But Boomy with a big double off the break here is going to give a 2-kill advantage to EUnited, to FaZe, excuse me, but EUnited in the next few seconds do manage to tie that up, and now it'll be 2-2 across the pitch. However, Slapdown has managed to find himself a rocket.
There we go. Successful Rockets play. You love to see it. Snipe down, putting it to work, finding that kill, and being aggressive. This is exactly what we're talking about. Off that kill, he was able to try and be aggressive. Unfortunately, a little bit of movement errors delay him from getting to Ryan Noob, and teamwork from EUnited, it ends up being too strong. Ryan Noob's still stuck in this corner, though, so he actually ends up going down, and that's all because Snipe down kind of trapped him there earlier. And beautiful shots from Boobadooboo. You love to see that, getting the advantage of a Stalker Rifle player top rail. A bit of an over challenge for Spartan, but better shots from Boobadooboo, and this is all because Snipe Down applied that pressure earlier.
I mean, it's been a great start for Boo Boo. He's currently 5-1, and like you mentioned, those shots up onto that balcony, they are not easy to hit, excuse me, especially against a player with that Stalker Rifle. And when a player like Boo Boo, who maybe hasn't been, you know, the superstar for this lineup so far, starts to find a little bit of a gas in the tank, so to speak, he can just light that flame under FaZe, and everyone starts clicking at the same time. That's 3 dead for EUnited. Spartan last player alive.
Yeah, Boobadooboo's this player that I have such high hopes for, and at the end of Halo 5, he was one of the most impressive individuals, even coming away with an event win in Halo 5 with that spliced roster with Shotzzy and with Shotzzy and the boys. Unfortunately, Boobadooboo really hasn't found his footing on this FaZe roster statistically, and because of it, he had a kind of rough tournament in Raleigh. You want to see him pick it up, because when he does, he's going to give this FaZe roster so much as far as an individual is concerned. So much slang prowess, so much wisdom, and like just opportunity for a team. So if he's able to pick it up, already 7-2, you're seeing the success that FaZe can have.
66-0, the most important statistic in this game, in this round, I should say, for FaZe. EUnited, of course, are up by 1 in rounds. So FaZe do need to answer back, and it's been the perfect start for them in this second round. Bulldog in the hands of Spartan, though. Play sliding in front of him, but he'll deal with Bound. So he gets taken down, the KA's wall. Curl up as he falls to the ground and back into the respawn screen. You can see that a little bit of a standoff between the two teams at the moment means that EUnited have actually managed to steal in and pick up that ball. Ryan will have the ball in his hands for just a few moments, but his teammates not being able to pick up the slays around him.
Good use of the Bulldog there from Sparty as well, able to stay alive. Unfortunately, EUnited not able to get any significant ball time here. Only 6 seconds to the name, 66 seconds to phases, so 11 times the score of EUnited at this point in the game. And right now, FaZe able to pick up that ball. As you see, it in a very good position for them. FaZe dominating in this second round bodes well for their opportunities to take this game if they can get it to a round 3.
Really important kill here, though, going to be coming in on the peak street. That's going to be Nick. He needs to be taken down. He is going to be taken down. And there's that man, Boobadooboo, who's now 9-3 with an oddball in his hands as well, who's propelling FaZe to victory in this round. Rain trying to make a little bit of a desperate play here. Survives somehow or other, which allows his teammates now to move up. Snipe there will be taken down. That's 4 dead for FaZe.
All 4 dead. Only 14 points needed, though, for FaZe, so no room for error if you're an EUnited fan. If they get one more setup, you can best believe this is going to a round 3, but we'll see if EUnited are able to play with this now. Nick picking up that Bulldog. This could be the moment that he needs. Unfortunately, Snipe Down just there with a great grenade, able to find that kill. Spartan does trade it out, but trades are not going to get the job done when you're down this much.
Falcated on the flank as well. Spartan,
nice
though,
shots.
those shots are going to be good enough to deal with Falcated on that flank. The rocket launcher was up as well, and it's going to be picked up by FaZe here. So even though EUnited are starting to claw their way back into that, and Spartan has the ball in his hands, the easiest way to break a setup on any Halo game is with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, there's a player hiding on these pillars back cafe. He's not going to expect Bound to be there, and the assassination comes through. What a brilliant play by that player. Unfortunately, Rain does get taken down. That was him back there. He was not able to use those rockets, and Falcated in a prime position to trade the kill out himself. Not only that, but find 2 to his name, pick up the ball, and Falcated may have just saved FaZe from a potential comeback from EUnited.
Yeah, that's a massive play from Falcated. It was almost the perfect play from Rain, but just FaZe just making sure they were in position to get those trades, to make sure they're there to assist some teammates. That's what you got to do. And now this rocket could be enough to close things out. It is going to be as FaZe tie up the game at 1-1.
1-1, here we go. FaZe doing a much better job in round 2 of using those rockets successfully. Because of that, they find themselves cruising to a round 3. We'll see if they're able to repeat that formula now that they're spawning on the opposite side of the map. Boobadooboo gonna slowly play this situation towards the ball. Unfortunately, he gets backed up immediately. Maybe starts to re-examine, make his way towards the Stalker Rifle, but I actually love this position by him because he's going to be able to watch these rockets from here, but he chooses to jump out. And this could be a very difficult situation that he finds himself in.
That start from Booby Dooby reminded me of when you get all the confidence up in the world when you're at the beach. You're like, I'm gonna go in the sea, and then you put your toe in. It's like, it's a bit cold. I'm gonna go back on the beach again. This is not what I thought it was. Nick's gonna be taken down to no shields. The spiking nade will go in, but won't get that kill. The first kill will go into the hands of FaZe here. Rhino going to pick up another, excuse me, it was EUnited, sorry, who picked up those first 2 kills. Rhino also has 2 rockets to play with, so a setup starting to formulate here, but the pick from Bound might leave those rockets down in an opening here. A little way for FaZe to move forward and maybe get that ball out of EUnited's hands.
You do see rockets get picked up from EUnited and immediately put to work. King Nick finds a second one with the rockets, and that's a massive couple of kills from him. Unfortunately, 2 players from FaZe in the back of the tram are going to break that setup, get the 2 kills they need. If they can find Ryan who front this base, they're going to comfortably be able to get some time. But great grenades, support nades from Sparty find themselves a kill as well, and the push from EUnited is relentless.
Falcated should be taken down here by Ryan and will be as well. Ryan will pick up a double, managing to pick up the shotgun kill with that Bulldog onto Bound. So that's 3 dead there for FaZe. EUnited now with that setup. Pulse Carbine in the hands of King Nick as well, looking to see if he can scope out any players who are trying to poke and maybe shred some shields. Snipe Down will be the recipient of some of that damage, but look at Boo Boo, managed to sneak in, not only get a ball out of the hands of EUnited, but also pick up a kill as well.
Yeah, that kill is actually massive because it stops EUnited from getting ball time. Right there, EUnited was in a great position to try and rack up some time, build a lead much higher than 20 points. But no, that 1 kill from Boobadooboo is going to speak volumes as far as the score line is concerned. And because of it, you're now looking at FaZe in just like a 14-point game, have control of Tram, and with the ball inside, if they can flush this last player out, they can get some significant time themselves.
Okay, it will not be taken down by that player. However, he will be taken down eventually as the backsmack did come in. 2 players fall for FaZe now, as the EUnited now have control of the inside of Tram, but there's a couple of more players lurking around. Bound is there, but King Nick's going to help out Spartan there with the assist coming in from height.
3v3 right now as FaZe do lose 1, make it a second for EUnited as well. So the last 2 players alive going to try their best to slay out. The ball does actually reset, and that's actually really big for FaZe because you saw multiple members of EUnited were set up in Tram. The ball was there. They had everything they wanted. They just needed to get a couple kills. The ball resetting, though, makes it so much difficult for them. 2 players do push from EUnited onto the shotgun. Both those players are going to get taken down by Bound, and now Bound, in a very difficult situation, tries to challenge Ryan Noob, doesn't find the kill, and no ball time being awarded to either team right now. With all of these kills going down, you want to see some efficiency come through, but both teams very weary to try and hold on to this ball with the amount of pressure being applied by both sides.
And that play from Bound was so instrumental for FaZe there. It might not just seem like much, but that was a 2v4 scenario he found himself in. Managed to take down 2, which allowed FaZe to come off the respawn with a little bit of breathing room. Now FaZe have the ball in their hands as well. Bound just got an overkill, and I was talking about the double kill. Well, he says double that up, boy. 4 of the best coming in for Bound, and that is what you need from FaZe. Now they take the lead.
Yeah, look at the rotation too. Snipe Down picked up that ball towards the ATM situation immediately after getting that overkill. Snipe Down's able to rotate that into Tram, gain some more significant time. A triple in the kill feed from Falcated, and Ryan by himself trying to pressure this ball carrier, but Falcated is going to not let that happen. You want to see Snipe Down try and stay alive with this ball, turn the corner, and continue to rack up time, because right now you're seeing FaZe break open this 3rd round.
I love this from Falcated as well. So smart in the way that he's playing those angles, just making sure he doesn't get hit by grenades. But however, even though everything was looking good for him, the shotgun is going to do the job here for EUnited. Nick should pick up another here as well, but it's going to be Rhino with a little bit of an assist, and now Spartan has the ball in his hands. So even though things were looking great for FaZe, somehow EUnited have managed to burst through that setup.
Yeah, a little bit of a blunder there somewhere along the way from FaZe. You saw the first kill go in FaZe's favor with that rocket. The ball got rotated, but unfortunately FaZe lost the rest of that battle, and because of it, EUnited now break the setup, rotate ball all the way towards Tram, towards that thrust area. And right now EUnited crawling back into this game. Rhino being a difficult kill, almost an insta. Well, she would be proud, but unfortunately the kill doesn't come through. Ryan Noob taken down, and now FaZe look to break the setup once again.
Spartan just scarpering away as well with that ball. Gets the beat down, and Doesn't get the trade in that situation. Bound now. Then see what he can do. Off the back of that overkill, FaZe just a few points ahead here in this deciding round of Oddball in our game number 1. If you're just joining us, a reminder, it is 1-1 tied up in rounds between these two teams. And you can see everybody starting to feel a little bit nervous now, especially with only around 1 minute and 18 on the clock. However, EUnited have managed to get that ball in their hands, and they've managed to just about get it back to Tram as well, but here's Bound once more.
Where does Bound come from there? The assassination comes through on the Sparty. Unfortunately, 2 members do go down for FaZe, and right now, with such little time, like you said, in the game, every single second, every single point is going to matter. Kills, the rest of the kills, they come through for FaZe, but Spartan comes off spawn, finds rockets freely, and these rockets, they could dictate the rest of the game. We'll see if these rockets are going to be successful or blunders very quickly.
Will FaZe take the lead? 58-57. Spartan doesn't pick up that kill initially. 2 rockets, 1 kill. Not the perfect exchange as Falcated will shoot across from those P stairs up in Tram. Ryan picking up another kill means Boobu's going to have to play that ball out the front towards Tram. However, it looks like Nick's going to run it straight back to him. Boobu gets the beat down as well as the play ball. That's a big play from Boobu.
A massive kill from Boo Boo. A little bit of a blunder from Nick there. You got to know that that carrier is still there playing his life. You cannot just jump up there with the ball. Unfortunately, Nick tries to do so, and because of it, loses his life in a situation where his team really needed to take advantage of the numbers that they had. Right now, we're looking at it. It's an 8-point game, 30 seconds on the clock. The ball will stop the clock if it's contained, but it's in a tough situation right now for EUnited.
Boobu just milking his life, and by doing that, Bound is allowed to move in and pick up yet more kills. Bound is 17 and 13 in this game.
Oh my God.
Boobu goes big and takes down Rain. FaZe just needs to hold on for 10 seconds.
Look at Boobadubu. He's playing defense now. He doesn't care about the ball. He knows that if his team is able to get kills and deny the ball from being possessed, they are going to win this game and take game 1 in the elimination finals. There it is. FaZe come back from down 1-0 in the game and win 2-1 to take game 1. The comeback was real, and off the back of Boobadubu stepping it up, staying alive, and then making plays and hitting shots at the end.
Really impressed by Boobu in those 2 rounds. Really good stuff. And the same can be said about Bound. I mean, the man just seems to be getting better and better every single time that we switch to his POV. He's doing something crazy. He's picking up a double. He's picking up an overkill. He's just creating so many opportunities, I should say, for FaZe to win games. To take a look at the damage dealt as well. No surprise to see the man we're talking about, Bound, at the top of the leaderboards.
Absolutely. Bound consistently going off, but it was Boobadubu making that play at the end that won his team not only just the 3rd round, but obviously the game when you win round 3. That's what I'm talking about, Boo Boo. If you're able to play like you did in Halo 5, if you're able to find that level, that higher level of play, you're going to give this FaZe team an entire different identity. It seems like at the very end, something clicked there, and Boobadubu was able to find his own footing in the game, hit some great shots, stay alive, do Boobadubu things, and with that, FaZe, they're going to have a lot of success.
Yeah, I need to just quickly highlight the KD as well. Falcated once again putting up a huge spread, 23 and 12 for him, 9 assists along the way as well. The 14.0 KDA coming in for Falcated. Now let's take a look at some of these highlights, Wes, because I mean, the man we're talking about, Falcated, he just seems to be so consistent in Halo Infinite, which is something which is really impressive. Do we have to show that? I was talking about how good Bound was, and then we had to show that.
Shout out to whoever clipped that and said, yeah, we're going to replay this one. Triple?
Yeah, we're giving that triple, but that's the unofficial triple, but it's now an official triple. But I mean, the first round was all EUnited. It was a very close round, but towards the end, they just managed to ice up a little bit. I managed to clutch up, but this was just the Boo takeover, I felt, from round 2. He really just found another level.
It was a beautiful performance from him in that 2nd and 3rd round, right? This is the Boobadubu we know and fear from Halo 5, right? The one that gets camos, makes plays, stays alive, does Pistola-like things, right? No player has reminded me of Pistola more so than Boobadubu at the end of Halo 5, and for him to try and find that rhythm in Halo Infinite is going to be so difficult, but when he does, good things will happen. And this FaZe roster, they're going to want titles and championships. Boobadubu can help bring them that with that level of play.
Well, next up, we go to Aquarius for some Slayer action. And one thing to take away from that, if you're a FaZe fan as well, is I like the way they iced up in those final moments as well. You know, we saw in a previous series where against Cloud9, they had opportunities, they threw games away. It was a different story there, Wes, in the final moments of that game. And if they could start off in the same kind of vein here in game number 2, then EUnited could be looking down the barrel of elimination.
You talked about how strong of a Slayer team EUnited has been. As we question their slaying prowess, they're going to need their slaying prowess to be stronger than ever here now in the elimination finals. To stay in this series, like you said, going down 2-0 to FaZe is not something they want to do. Already a hot start from Bubadubu, makes his way to those dynamo grenades. It seems to be his opening strat every time. If he can get there uncontested, good things have happened for FaZe, and already you're seeing the map control go in FaZe's favor.
2-2 though, the score. Dynamo is going to be coming up once more, so Bubu will be able to pick those back up in just a few moments. Bound's going to be working with a teammate. Rain's going to be still alive inside of that closet. Nick's going to be thinking about a flank here, but Bubu's just holding things down at the moment. His teammates are just seeing him as the pivot and working around what Bubu is doing. This is really impressive so far from FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, Bubadubu is literally farming these dynamo grenades right now, right? He's like literally trying to time them. He's already had two sets of them in this first minute of the game. He does decide to leave with a little bit of pressure from his team, a little bit of space, but right back, you think he's gonna go.
Okay, also moving in with that heat wave. A great start for him. 4-1 at the start of this game. Here's Spartan. Heat wave going to be slowing down the progress towards him. Rain picks up a kill, which will be exchanged in the feed as well. So a 3-kill difference between the two teams off the rip here. Ryanim's going to make that a little bit closer. But yeah, I was going to say,
stalemate battle between Bubadubu and Spartan. Neither will give. An unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and no shields. Both players go multiple times, but neither player giving up their position or their life.
If you wanted to know what a Bubu versus a dog looks like, then well, you just had it. Well, Falcate is trying to
exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Very boring. Don't watch it again. Anyway, Falcate is going to be trying to do what he can, and he will pick up a kill again. He's 5-2 at the start of this one. Once again, having a really, really strong start to this. 3 kills the difference between the two teams. FaZe have that advantage. Bound will be taken down. The dynamo grenade going to give away his position, but Ryan now with that psychic in his hand can shred anyone who tries to move in this closet.
Yeah, Falcated absolutely going off so far. 6-2. Bubadubu picking up this camera, getting it back to his team. Needs to stay alive here. Does get dropped to no shield. I love this by him. Turns around, make sure he's not going to get hit by any god nades. Finds himself a heat wave and now fully scavenged, powered up. This Spartan is. Bubadubu going to try and find the opening for FaZe Clan.
Scouting around the front of the base at the moment. Rain picks up one. She's going to maybe divert some attention away here. Bubu just trying to stalk his opponents at the moment, but can't find anyone to make contact with. Snipedown goes down as well, and now that camouflage has expired, so not being able to make the most of it. However, FaZe still with an advantage in this game. 9 minutes on the clock as well. Those dynamo grenades once again are going to be flashing on the car side of the map. Bound now dropping down towards the bottom car, trying to make something happen, but not going to be able to happen for now. As you see, Falcate trying to just call out that information to his team. 1v1 down here on the low ground on P side. It's not going to happen. Falcate will fall to Ryan.
Yeah, that was a big kill by Ryan Newman. Even better job by all of EUnited so far throughout this game. It looks like FaZe has really been in control of like the heat wave, the camos, the map control itself. But EUnited has managed to stay in this game. They've slowed it down. They've been annoying. They haven't given free kills away. FaZe not able to really push the advantages they've earned themselves so far. And because of it, it's just a 2-kill game.
And we're going to be popping in around 18 seconds or so as well. So whoever can get away with that might have an opportunity to either A, extend a lead if you're FaZe, or claw your way back into the game if you're EUnited. However, Snipedown jumping into the closet is going to pick up a double, which is going to make things a lot more comfortable here for FaZe. 4 kills the difference now between the two teams. Not only that, the ability to move up to this closet as well might be able to get them control of those dynamos. Bubu once again on top of those, we'll call them micro power weapons on the map.
Yeah, absolutely micro power weapons. You see all the pros talking about how strong they are, how big of an advantage they can give your team. Unfortunately, Bubadubu doesn't make a play for that camo. Snipedown actually loses his life as well. And FaZe with complete map control go 3 dead as camo is up. This is the opportunity EUnited is needed. Not only have they tied the game, they've secured camo in the hands of Spartan the dog, and they have a real opportunity to break this one open in their own end with the first time for what it feels like in game 2 at all that they've had map control.
They took the lead momentarily. Oh, just got a little bit scary there for Spartan, but he manages to pick up the kill onto Falcate. eliminated. And EUnited have a 1-kill advantage. Spartan looking to just play distraction at the moment as he's trying to creep round bottom cut. Bound taken down to no shields. He'll be taken down to the death screen as well, as now he's cleaning up those kills that are being provided by his teammates. And with that, you're seeing a turnaround in the score and the fortunes of EUnited now. They have an advantage. And speaking of nice shots, there's a killing spree to boot for Spartan.
I mean, it's just so important. I can't tell you how important it is that Spartan was able to hit the perfect shots on those players that were weak in front of him. And because he hits those shots, every single one of them, he's able to have the timing he is to be able to help his team with that player in the closet. Because of it, they keep map control. They don't lose any lives. And now they have all of FaZe trapped in this corner and off spawn, split spawning elsewhere.
Once again, Spartan just taking great angles
and
hitting some great shots. I mean, this has been the takeover. It's been Spartan who's been leading the charge for his team ever since he got that camo. Like you say, look at the score. It is completely flipped on its head, and FaZe is starting to crumble a little bit.
Yeah, we saw FaZe with complete map control for the first 5 minutes of the game. The last minute and a half, we've seen it in EUnited's control, and look at what they can do with control. With just one setup, with one opportunity, they can blow a door wide open. It's a 7-kill game now, still manageable for FaZe, but they cannot afford to give control to EUnited again. They want this camo desperately, but nades are going to push Falcated back once again.
Snipe down, trying to play his life as well. 4 players alive on both sides here, so this is going to be a real battle for top middle control and for that camouflage. EUnited can play a little bit slower. Booby's going to open things up though with a kill onto Spartan, and we've been watching some Spartan POV for the last few minutes, so you know how difficult that is to do. But Snipedown's going to be able to scarper in there and also scamper away with that camouflage. So an opportunity here for FaZe to do something with this power up.
Here we go. Boobadooboo does find a kill on the Rain. Can Snipedown make his way into this closet? He's going to have 2 players in front of him from EUnited. Sparty, he knows his weak. Boobadooboo with great nades once again. Snipedown finds another one as well. Unfortunately, there's a third unsuspecting of Snipedown. He gets the kill onto the camo player, and that trade is worth its money in gold right now as EUnited fighting for their lives, trying to keep this lead as best they can.
5 kills the difference between the 2 teams though. And FaZe, with that camouflage, managed to at least scrape things back a little bit and put the pressure back onto EUnited. However, they're going to have to do that once more. Get to somewhere close of tying this game up. Snipedown will be taken down, but took down Rain on his way to that death screen. Still a 5-kill difference between the 2 teams. FaZe cannot afford to trade at this point.
Yeah, you're seeing EUnited with control of the Dynamo side. You're seeing all of FaZe in control of the pink side of the map, the Heatwave side. Sparty able to get a pick across the map. Those Dynamo grenades are so useful, so you want to control that side. It's my favorite side. Unfortunately, Boobadooboo does have that Heatwave, so if you're able to put that to use, these Dynamo grenades might not come into impact. But 3 members right now of EUnited on that spawn. 10 seconds for camo as well, and you're seeing FaZe trying to apply some pressure, but it's from such a difficult point. And now King Nick actually going to be the one that says, I'm not sitting back anymore, I'm pushing. And the pressure is on. Falcated gets back smacked, and these kills are going to give EUnited the lead they need.
Yeah, such a well calculated and formulated push there coming in from EUnited just to clear all those players out. Booby's doing what he can once again. Spartan will slow him down though, and Spartan with this camo might have just secured the game here for EUnited. It's looking like if he can continue to pick up a couple of kills, then maybe the series will be tied up at 1-1. But if I learned anything from Halo Infinite, it's that the game is never over till it's over.
Yeah, the game has not been over in these Slayers today. A double kill does come through for FaZe, but unfortunately they lose one, and that's going to be it. EUnited tie this series up. Our elimination finals continues on. EUnited 1, FaZe 1, and the Slayer once again going in EUnited's favor.
Once again, they keep that form up I was talking about in those Slayer games, making themselves such difficult kills at the most precise times to do so as well. When they do fall down in numbers, is something that certainly has stood out for me. But now we move over to more objective action, and we have live fire Strongholds. Now let's break this one down a little bit. Wes, what are you expecting from this?
Yeah, I'm honestly expecting EUnited to start this game type very well. I think that when I think of Strongholds, I think EUnited plays so well when it comes to where do we rotate, when do we rotate, how far do we overextend, are we going to push the 3 cap? Like, they have that knowledge and understanding as a team with all the practice that they put in. They understand those moments so well that it gives them a massive advantage going into game 3. It's going to be on the back of FaZe individual plays if they want to take that and regain the lead in this series.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point that you raised there. The fact that they've had so much practice, they've said, you know, what arguably the most practiced team that we have in the Halo Championship Series. Those things which some teams have to discuss in game and make the call on, it becomes second nature almost at EUnited.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why they put in the work, right? They want to run into these situations hundreds and hundreds of times. They want to be able to say, I've been there, I've done that, I've seen what plays the other team's going to make. I want to be able to counter it. What is the right play? Not only do they put in all of this work playing the game, but they also spend so much time afterwards breaking down what they could have done better, fixing the problems, trying to figure out a way to create the meta, not just find out what the meta is like currently, but push it to its limits. And that's what EUnited does best. Given that kind of mindset, they put themselves in objective games. Personally, in my head, they put themselves in objective games in such a good position to try and take games from some individual players that like of the likes of FaZe or Cloud9 like they have, right? Because it's not the individual skill that we see from EUnited always shining, right? A lot of the time it's these overextensions, it's these strange obscure setups, it's these plays that like you think are nerdy or you think is like, why would he ever do that? And because of it, you get thrown off as a player yourself. So very interested to see how EUnited are going to play this one. It's up to FaZe to try and play this one a little bit better than the last time we saw them on Livefire.
Yeah, for me as well, it's all about what strongholds get prioritized at the right times as well. It's something that we're seeing on Livefire, and I've noticed is when you have a decision sometimes, say you have a 2-cap and then you see someone making a run, a team trying to take over one of those, and it's like, okay, do we fight this? Or do we try and out-rotate them? Do we try and move to that other stronghold?
Right.
Those little seconds difference are what makes such a huge impact on the game, because you make that decision wrong, you get caught out on a rotation, or you don't win the battle on the stronghold that you think you have an advantage on. Before you know it, you can get triple cap pretty quickly here on Livefire.
Yeah, a lot of the time as well as it's, are we all on the same page about what the right play is, and is everybody playing around that decision, right? It's something that I think EUnited is going to benefit very well from playing as much as they have is being all on the same page as far as like, hey, if Ryan and Sparty are going to overextend and they're going to try and over rotate towards tower or whatnot, it's up to us to stay alive in house. We shouldn't be fighting for B or whatnot. So look to see if all these players on FaZe are able to perform the same level of strategy. I would assume that they put in a lot of work themselves. Oh my gosh,
jeez,
Jesus Christ,
my heat wave doesn't do that.
Can he find the double? He does. And 3 down for the 3 down go down for FaZe, and already EUnited showing some individual skill to pair with the decisions that they're going to be forced to make here short.
It looks like early moves coming in from EUnited towards C Plat. They're going to have AC control, which means they're going to be trying to control this top middle lane. Going to be so vital for them to do so. And not only that, look at what they've got to play with as well. Ryan has control of not only an overshield, but he has a sniper in that back pocket as well. At the moment, can't find anyone to play with, unfortunately, as Boo Boo will be taken down. Nice shots top middle from Ryan there. Once again, recognizing this situation. Now they have AB control, so the rotation has come in already. FaZe will be spawning out towards the dummies.
Nice body shot there from Ryan Noob as he pulls out the snipe, able to finish down, snipe down. And this is what I'm talking about. Look at him, like, understanding the situation. He's like, my teammates are going to try and hold B. I'm here to anchor A and watch all of the Brood side of the map. Unfortunately, he loses multiple teammates B side of the map. Bound looks like he's already been able to hop into it, and Rain just trying to buy time, but unfortunately can't buy enough. And right now, Ryan Noob kind of with his pants down here in no man's land, where strongholds are being transferred in FaZe's favor.
Tell you what, if Spawn can cap C here, though, it gives them a little bit of space on the map, because now FaZe are going to have to make some decisions, and Ryan can come back and say, hey, remember A? I'm still here, boys. Don't worry. I'm here to protect it. Bounds will be able to somehow get a trade, though.
Way.
When you expected Rhino to be able to pick up that kill almost uncontested, Bound with a big double is going to put some pressure onto EUnited now, as it will be FaZe who are scoring.
And that was a massive double kill from Bound. Let's see if FaZe is able to really capitalize, get something going here. Overshield's coming up, and Bound off respawn is going to be going right for it. Unfortunately, Ryan back in that window with the snipe's going to make his job a lot harder than it needs to be. And Sparty, he's going to be in a position to activate that overshield, but I don't really like this positioning from Ryan. You want to see him rotate, you want to see him get off of it, and although he might lose his life and be forced off of it, FaZe honestly can leave him back here doing a little bit of nothing and focus on the rest of the map.
EUnited, though, made the transition here towards B. You can see they're capping it, and you can see the Spartan has a mangler in his hand, so anyone who's going to be challenging You're gonna have to deal with a Mangler Spartan with a little bit of overshield left as well, but as I say that, it will expire. Falcated will pick up that sniper rifle as the United do continue to score. 55 and rising to 33 at the moment, around a 20-point difference between the two.
Yeah, Falcated trying to find a pick, expecting a player to be coming from the bridge. There is a player top tower. Nice no-scope on the body right there. Orion forces him to back down, but there's going to be a lot of members of EUnited for Falcated to try and deal with. Unfortunately, that Mangler, it comes back into play, and Sparty finds himself a nice, easy kill there on the base. Can he find a second on the Booba-Dooba? Heatwave versus Mangler. It's Halo Infinite action, and they both trade.
Right, they're going to be moving in to pick up those pieces, but most importantly, get the reset as well. Bound making a play onto B. Falcade is trying to get into a position to support his teammate and will do so as well. Snipe down with a sniper in his hands. Now, can Eric Rona do what Eric Rona does here? Hit a couple of headshots to get his team back into this game and defend the move onto these strongholds.
Yeah, Spartan the dog actually hiding behind this box. Gets spotted out as he steps. Oh my God, sniped down with the no-scope, making it look like he's been doing this for over a decade. Another kill onto Rain, another kill onto Ryan Noob, and beautiful job by a snipe down. The individual plays that will open up the map for FaZe. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Oh my goodness, get it out of his hands. Jeez, this is, luckily it's after the watershed this, because I tell you what, this is not suitable for children's viewing at this point from snipe down. He is just headshot after headshot. It's still amazing to watch this man with a sniper rifle go to work.
And look at that. EUnited lose control of the lead. FaZe had a trip cap momentarily. Falcated finds a massive pivotal on the overshield player. Unfortunately, there's a second one he's going to have to deal with. Being a nuisance, however, on this overshield, Nick does activate it, but the overshield melted off. Booba-Dooba gets the kill. And FaZe right back in this game after a rough start off the back of Snipe Down, popping off with Snipe.
And right now moving towards that Nest Bridge alongside his teammates. But look at this. Bound is in a great position behind enemy lines here. Going to be doing some damage to the back of all of these players from EUnited, calling them all out to teammates as well. C is going to be converted here by FaZe as well. At least the play is going to be made. He is Bound with one. Does get two as well. Another double kill being impactful coming in from Bound. However, it looks like EUnited will be able to transition C, but the opening has been made now for FaZe to move to B.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you're going to see EUnited lose B here, but they do choose to take C, give up B. Falcated trying to find his impact on the game here back tower. Unfortunately, no one is home back there, so he immediately focuses on the garage door. Does back up a player, and right now EUnited really can't find their footing since FaZe has found map control so far. They're being out-rotated. This is a phenomenal job by FaZe to play the objective as well. Oh my God, I thought he was going to be able to stay alive for a little bit longer, and Booba-Dooba, not the easiest kill in the world when he's got that repulsor. Able to stay alive for just a brief second more, and rotations once again are going to favor FaZe.
This is such a tight game at the moment, but like you say, FaZe do have a little bit of an advantage with their rotations for now. 3 stack going towards A though. And Rain trying to play on B here as well and try and be a little bit sneaky. Boo has a very important 1v1 here. Rain's going to win it, which will mean they'll be able to defend B as well. It's a really interesting play coming in from EUnited. It seemed like FaZe just had no map presence to try and deal with it there.
Yeah, you are seeing them kind of try and set up for this overshield. You have to think that that has something to do with it. Great job by Booba-Dooba to shoot the grenades right there. Finds a second kill from Snipe Down as well. And overshield now in the hands of FaZe, so they decided they opt to play for OS. They get the overshield. Let's see what they can do with it now.
It's going to be in control. Should be going back to them pretty soon as well. All the players from EUnited are going to be working on that C. Stronghold Spartan should be taken down here.
Nice shot.
If I know, Boo-Boo. Overshield did give him a little bit of an advantage there. Rhino taken down to 1 shot, but look at the kill feed. 2 players falling for FaZe. Even though they have AB control now, they will be under pressure from EU.
Yeah, I believe Ryan Noob actually snuck under the base and went into A. So we're going to see the overextension from EUnited. How much pressure will that bring on the members of FaZe? Will they understand that they need to flip the map onto C? Nick already there with a snipe. Unfortunately, he's got a player in Snipe Down behind him. Does land the body shot with a snipe, but unfortunately can't hit the headshot. It's immediately traded out by Ryan Noob though. So a very interesting situation now, as you saw EUnited try to control AC for a second, but FaZe doing a great job of flushing them off of one side. That would have been A as of now, and continuing to score points.
FaZe do have somewhat of an advantage now, and also that kill from Snipe Down is going to keep them in control. However, you can see he's being pushed, but at the moment, you just cannot push this man if he has a sniper rifle in his hands. Snipe Down is starting to remind us of just how special a player he is. He's been taking over this game, and as I say, that FaZe take over complete control of the map.
It's a trip cap for FaZe. You do see EUnited opt to try and push into A, but right now, Boobadooboo pushing slowly into it is going to spot multiple players, end up just staying alive, and that's what you can do, right? You have the entire map to play around. I believe one player did just spawn nest. Yes, it's going to be Ryan Noob behind snipe down, behind enemy lines. Unfortunate spawn for FaZe clan right there. Ryan Noob getting the better of the situation of the split spawns there. If you're FaZe and you pressure into A like that, you have to commit, because when you force that split spawn, you either have to expect Ryan Noob to be somewhere or like fully commit into A, and unfortunately he gets a free flank.
Spawn picks up a double in the feed. United will be scoring once more. The advantage is with FaZe quite heavily at the moment as well, 188 to 135, but as I say, that can change very quickly. But Bound has an overshield again, and FaZe have done a really good job of controlling this power off for the majority of the game. Bound's gonna try and peek, but no, Rhino stays alive. The team fire comes in to keep him active on live fire here. Falcated will pick up one for FaZe to try and slow things down, but now there's a triple cap in effect for EUnited.
Yeah, it feels like FaZe has been in so much control recently, but only 20 points separate these two teams as we enter the 190 point mark. It is going to be up to both these teams to separate themselves here towards the end. We're entering the late game right now, and unfortunately, no team has built themselves a real comfortable lead here. Snipe down and Falcated, they find two, and all of a sudden, FaZe back in control at leaks for the meantime.
EUnited go into the lead, 190 to 188. ANC in their control as well. Snipe down trying to make a play up on top tower, manages to pick up one, but immediately going to be traded out by a frag grenade which lands at his feet. Bound now trying to make a play onto C. Spartan's going to stay alive for now, but Bound might have an opportunity to pick up a double. Spartan's not going to be able to challenge here, so FaZe turn things around once more, but there's King Nick popping around the corner with a sniper and a beatdown to hand.
Yeah, no scope beatdown from Nick was huge. That kill was massive. The rest of EUnited, it's a party over at C. They're able to transition this, but they're going to lose A in the process. It's going to be a push on the B from the entire EUnited squad that FaZe have to deal with.
AB in control of FaZe though, and FaZe with a lead for now. It's so tight as we cross almost the 200 point mark for both teams. Of course, we played to 250 here, so not a lot of mistakes to be made here for EUnited. Rhino inside a B, looking to transition it, and he's going to be able to do so as well with a couple of kills going in his favor.
A nice shot from Nick, denies overshield from the hands of FaZe. Boobadooboo gets taken down, and right now EUnited in the driver's seat with C and A. A great position from King Nick here with the snipe, able to do a ton of damage. Unfortunately, overshield does get in the hands of FaZe. FaZe are going to have one last push here, it seems.
BC in control of EUnited. The lead transitions back to them as well. Nick going to be taken down. Falcated comes in with a back smack. Rhino picks up a kill in the feed, so 2 to 2 as far as trades. And as far as kills in these last few moments, Rhino wins that battle though. And FaZe still have control of AB, so this is going to be one of the last opportunities here, maybe for EUnited to try and push up on this, as we are going to see yet another lead change here.
Yeah, you are going to see Ryan try to be aggressive. Does spot Boobadooboo weak, knocks back a nade, and that was massive from him. Finds another player and snipe down. There's two players from EUnited here to transfer over B in their help, and the push for EUnited is successful.
Spartan picks up a double as well, clearing out those last two players. That was 4 dead for FaZe momentarily. Falcated and Boo Boo coming off the respawn, trying to pressure B. Boo Boo will pick up one. Falcated's there as well. Spartan versus Falcated. And Spartan wins the fight. However, Snipe down now there. He's going to try and transition this back into the hands of FaZe.
He's got to dodge these nades though. King Nick's going to throw one, doesn't hit him, and because of it, the Stronghold gets transferred over. You're seeing multiple members of EUnited spawning over a tower. 230 to 239 right now. FaZe in control.
FaZe just need to hold off one more push for EUnited. If they manage to win this fight, then they will be able to win the game, but for now it's looking like FaZe are in complete control. There's a flank coming in as C as well, even though EUnited are going to be able to flip A, B, and C will be held by FaZe.
FaZe has done it.
And with that, they're going to close out game number 3 in the series and go up 2 to 1.
Unbelievable job by FaZe. They clutched up, sniped down with 26 kills to his name. Wills his team to the lead back in this series 2 to 1. Like you said, Mark, an unbelievable performance. It was the power weapons that Snipe Down was able to possess. It was the overshields that Bound was able to get multiple times. The double kills with the heat wave that we saw multiple times that separated these two teams and created just enough of an opening for FaZe to take game 3.
We're going to look at some of the damage dealt as well. When there's one man who stands above the rest, Snipe Down. Don't just say 7,000. Give the man some respect. 7,243. That 243 is more damage than some of my teammates do in ranked at the moment, but it's an incredible performance from him. And that little run with a sniper, that was the game-changing moment for FaZe. I think that should fire him up.
I mean, unbelievable. When Snipe Down's doing those things, when you're his teammate, that hypes you up. That makes you want to step up and play better. We saw plays being made from everybody now on this FaZe roster. Fabricated was doing his things, although the stats don't.
This was one of the closest Strongholds games I think I've seen up until, you know, that 220 point mark. It was only ever within sort of 20, 30 points of each other, and then it would swing the other way. It would swing back and forth, and this was the first shot from Snipe Down. I mean, the man just knows how to hit headshots. Rain gets taken down as well. You knew what was happening a few seconds later as well. The man, he's almost a living montage when it comes to those kind of plays.
How about these double kills from Bound, though? I mean, those are so important. You can't speak dividends to how much of an opening that gives his team, how much time that he buys the rest of his team when he's able to trade successfully against two members like that. Multiple times we saw it throughout that game 3, and Bound starting to find his own as well. So Booba making plays. Fabricated's made a few of his own. Snipe Down in that game. I mean, we're seeing everyone from FaZe step up when they're needed, and that is what you want to see for this FaZe clan to reach their stride.
Well, here we go then. Game 4. This could be the last game of this series if FaZe manage to close it out, and they will go into a rematch with Cloud9, who did send them down to the elimination bracket a little bit earlier on. Nick's going to have those rockets, but Snipe Down's going to have that overshield. Nick's trying to escape as well, and will be able to do so. Spawn will pick up a kill of his own. However, there's Snipe Down as well. And when he's playing like that, when you see Snipe Down jumping out and challenging kills, you know that he's got that will to win in his blood, and he's trying to fire back into the game for his team. But look, 2 players from EUnited shut him down.
A little bit of a messed up melee there. It's difficult when you go through a player, right? Snipe Down, unfortunately, loses his life without able to trade. And that could be a massive opportunity for EUnited, right? You're seeing the fact that that trade didn't come through has allowed this EUnited push to be one player stronger. And now Ryan Noob has already made his way to the flag, and he has help because of it.
Bomb picks up the kill onto Fabricated. That was the first respawner as well. So now you're going to see EUnited have the opportunity to push all the way through the map. Snipe Down, though, is going to work with Bound to pick up one. Nick's going to be on the flank, though, with some dynamo grenades. And that's going to slow down all of these players now. Coming in from FaZe. Flag still out as well. Boo taken down. Falcated, however, gets some trades. And now it's going to be somewhat of a 1v1 on this flag. Rain gets the touch to keep it alive. Tries to grapple in to maybe get a little bit of damage on a beatdown. But Snipe Down should be able to work with his teammates now to get that return. But not sure he managed to meant to go double doors there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Snipe Down's plan of action was there, although the return does come through for FaZe, so no harm, no foul. You're able to reset the map a little bit. Ryan Noob does find this shotgun. Bound's going to be hot on his tail, but unfortunately, Shoddy beats the Mangler when you're in that distance, and because of it, Ryan Noob has created some space now, once again, for EUnited to take control of the middle of the map.
Overshield popping up as well, so this is going to be an important moment in this game, as EUnited do have, like you say, Wes, control of the middle of the map. That's going to allow Raiden to pick up that overshield. We just saw it over the shoulder of one of his teammates a few seconds ago, but unfortunately, looks like we've got a little disconnect coming in again. We'll get the game set up as quickly as possible, but no harm, no foul, as the game is tied up at 0-0. Hopefully we can get back into it as soon as possible. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, no team was in a really advantageous spot there. You did see EUnited gain a little bit of map control, but you have to wonder if that's off the back of that FaZe player not being in the lobby. Yep. So we're going to have to restart that. It was fairly early in the game. No team really had, like we said, ground. Although we did see EUnited with the real first chance to get a cap on the board. They had everything they wanted. They had multiple players in the base running the flag. They had a slay to their name. And somehow FaZe played good enough defense to get that return. That's a bit of a blunder if you're EUnited. When you have that kind of control, you want to be able to capitalize, because it's going to be very difficult to repeat that kind of level of control, especially against one of these top teams like FaZe.
It certainly is, and I've been really impressed with FaZe actually in the last couple of games. It seems like there's been some really big moments in the game where under pressure in the previous series against C9, they cracked. Not in this series though, Wes. It seems like they've just found that ability to stay calm in those big moments, and they've won those big moments because of it.
Yeah, these guys are veterans, right? These guys have been around. Other than Bound, right? Allocated, Boobadooboo, Snipedown, they competed throughout. I mean, Snipedown's been doing this for what feels like 20 years. Boobadooboo and Falcated, they've been around the block a time or two, and Bound is just gross. So you have to think that that ice, that repetition, these close moments are going to start to go in their favor eventually, especially when Snipedown's playing as well as he is right now. So look out for this FaZe roster as they start to heat up, as they start to get better, as they start to click as a unit. Good things are going to happen, especially at the end of these close games.
Sorry, everyone, just have to adjust my backdrop again. I got a little bit excited in that last guy. I think it was when Snipedown hit a couple of headshots. I just kind of like jumped back and... Anyway, let's get back into the game before things get weird, because that's what happens when we have too much time to fill. But map 4, just to repeat, this is an opportunity here for FaZe to close out the series against EUnited. And we talk about their growth. This would be a great indication of it if they can take down EUnited and get that rematch with C9, Wes.
I want to see a game 5. I want to see EUnited come out strong, win this game 4, and force this thing the distance. Do they have what it takes, though? We've seen teams get this far and not be able to capitalize. A massive blunder, but the second grapple gets the job done right in time for rockets to be used. Perfect shots too. Boobadooboo, welcome to Halo Infinite, baby. It's good to see you.
Yeah, the play didn't start too well, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish in these kind of situations. And Booby managed to finish out strong there after missing that initial grapple. But as I say, worked out in the end here as we see the game start to slow down a little bit now. You're seeing those spike grenades once again being influenced, and if you want to clear out any kind of area, if you get those dynamites, you get those spike grenades, it's not a nice place to be up in that hut.
Here comes FaZe. 4 dead for EUnited already in the base. Boobadooboo in a position to grab the flag. First spawner's coming up. It's King Nick and company. They're coming off the Mangler spawn from the trenches back to their base, and that's going to allow Boobadooboo to get this easily over halfway. A little bit of a blunder with the flag run, but not too much. He does understand the situation, though. Needs to slay one more time to find the lead in this game. 2 of his teammates go down, but then make it 3 dead for EUnited. All 4 once again dead. And FaZe, on the back of Snipedown's last kill, are going to punch this one in.
Snipedown going to have the easiest job of his life here. Just a sedate stroll back through Bazaar, through the double doors, up onto the tin roof. Lets his teammates just deal with the carnage that's happening mid-map and punches that one home, like you say. 1-0 here to FaZe. And a little reminder, series at 2-1. So one more game, and FaZe will be able to close this out. Look at Bound now. Bound already putting the pressure on. Spartan going to be able to stay alive for now, but you know that Bound's going to be sliding out. You know he's got a Bulldog, but Falcated's also got a frag grenade to help out.
Yeah, if only Bound had thrown that flag a little bit farther, he wouldn't have to go all the way back for it. But fortunately, he is able to go back for it. They've got these members of EUnited once again trapped in this trench situation. You see Ryan, he wants to double back. He's got Spartan that spawn as well. Falcated, is he going to expect these players coming from tree? Because if he does, this could be a second flag going on the board if he's able to delay them just a little bit.
Yeah, Falcated doing a great job here. Just delaying that push coming in from EUnited. The flag is moving as well. You can see Boobadooboo's pretty much home. He's going to put in the second flag now for FaZe. This has been a great start for them, and the teamwork has been impeccable as once again EUnited find themselves 3 dead.
Look at Snipedown, 8-1, really starting to come into his own. You wondered how long it was going to take Snipedown to just have one of those tournaments where he just takes over and is the best player in the game. Already in Halo Infinite, you're seeing what he's capable of. Does get taken down. EUnited stop the bleeding for now, but they have to figure out a way to get an objective, some objective work done, because 2 flags on a map like Bazaar can be all you need for the rest of the game to find yourselves the winners of the game.
Snipedown once again with a win. Gets taken down finally after the grapple comes in from Ryan just to close that gap as quickly as possible. But we'll talk about power weapons. We've seen power-ups in the hands of FaZe so far. Now they have the rockets to play with as well. This has been pretty much the difference between the 2 teams. Boom, boom, back to back as Falcated picks up 2.
Massive double kill from Falcated is going to reset the map for his team. They were under some pressure there from EUnited, but Falcated does a great job of getting those 2. Snipedown finds another one, and all 4 were just dead for EUnited, I believe, as players coming off spawn are still competing for the rest of the map. But I mean, it's literally 8 minutes left on the clock, but being down by 2 on a map like Bazaar is it's so monumental. It's such an uphill climb that you have to cut this deficit down to 1 soon.
Yeah, I think the best way that I kind of explain it to people who maybe come from Halo 3 is, you know,
nice shot.
2-0 down on Bazaar, capture the flag is the same as being 4-0 down on Onslaught. Essentially, it feels like it's a little bit different with the feel of this game. But Rain now going to be trying to do something, at least for EUnited, by getting that power up in his hands. Dynamo grenades are going to go out, but Bound also picks up a kill. Booby's going to have a 1v1, and look at the shots that are being hit by FaZe right now. One thing that's standing out for me, everybody ain't missing for FaZe right now. Nobody is missing.
No, and Spartan, last guy alive, he doesn't get missed either as he spotted out pillars, taken down all 4 members. It looks like such a good situation for EUnited right there. Nice kill by Ryan Noob. They had overshield, they had everything they wanted in order to push, and FaZe wipe them clean.
Ryan Noob picks up 1. However, Boo Boo picks up 1, and so does Snipe down. So it's a 2-for-1 trade as Ryan Noob tries to force forward a little bit, but Bound is just flying out of him. And this is what I mean about the confidence. Look at Ryan Noob. Ryan Noob wants no part of this. Bound's just hunting him down. He has absolutely no fear.
Now, Bound is one of those players that just has such a strong mental game, has so much confidence in himself to make the right play, to hit the right shots, to create the space for his team. Boobadooboo trying to find the opening now into the enemy base here. He is spotted, is forced to back up, but with this Bulldog shotgun in hand, Boobadooboo, it's really his world to play around. He's just going to try and find a corner to try and play his life, find an easy kill, and potentially make it 2.
There is Boobadooboo with that Bulldog in his hands, the beat down as well. Smackdown picks up another. 3 dead now. Momentarily for EUnited, however, kills being traded across the board, and there's Bound, a little bit of an extra tickle under the armpits. Second time the armpits have been mentioned in one Halo broadcast. Sure, that's something that we're not going to try and make a standard, but certainly letting them know here that he's ready to send them down and out of the tournament and send his team into the grand finals.
A massive kill from Rain, able to not only take down Snipe Down, but actually secure that grapple as well. We'll see if Rain's able to try and make a play with it. Unfortunately, Boobadooboo on the other side of the map, he's in a perfect position to secure this overshield. And although he might not be in a position to do work with this overshield, denying it from EUnited is eliminating yet another win condition from EUnited. So that's a massive play in itself from Boobadooboo.
Now picking up 1 as well. There's a second coming in as Boo Boo moves forward, and the flag will also be moving forward through that tree. Nick's just going to be caught off guard momentarily. 2 shots coming into him. Might allow his teammates to move up and finish that kill. Rain's going to be on the trench. Snipe Down's going to be dropping that gun and dropping some bodies as well. Nick has to once again do some big defensive work, and Nick's really done an incredibly important job there for EUnited, because if he doesn't get those 2 kills, then FaZe get that flag out at least and maybe get it halfway.
A 3rd flag would be devastating for EUnited fans right now as they still try to mount this 2 flag cap comeback. You see Bound, he's on defense mode. He's controlling bar with the shotty. He has no plans of getting out of here. As I say that, of course, he jumps out. He's going to look to try and push low, be sneaky. I actually love this by him trying to create some space because he understands that his team is about to be swarmed on the overshield side of the map.
Manu trying to survive for as long as he can, manages to do so as well. Falcated will be taken down as Spartan gives his teammate the cover that he was certainly looking for in that situation. Bound going to have to do some defensive work now as he's rotated his way back. Boo Boo and Snipe Down have fallen. Numerous members of EUnited inside of the base here of FaZe, and that could be the difference here, but so can a Bulldog in a 1v1.
Yeah, the fact that Bound came all the way back to his base to help them right now could be the difference they needed. 2 players are down for EUnited. Snipe Down in the enemy team's corner here has a great position to stop this flag from being carried away any further. King Nick getting caught out by himself in bar. The return comes in from Boobadooboo. So that was all on the back of Bound's decision to come back with a shotgun and get that first kill. If he doesn't do that, EUnited is probably punching a cap in right now and has map control.
Spartan going to be taken down bottom middle as well. Bound is having a game, and I'm not just talking about statistics here. He's only 13 and 10, but every single kill he is having is an impactful kill and creating openings for his team, as now he has the overshield as well.
Yeah, I love this push now by Bound. He's done playing defense. It looks like he wants to be aggressive, but his flag is being pulled at the same time. So it's going to be a little bit of a dual flag run opportunity here as FaZe and EUnited are down and destined to collide here. Boobadooboo finds the first one with the shotty. Opts on the return from this corner. Rain eats the shotgun as well, and the last player alive now from from EUnited is Ryan Noob. And like we said, if a third flag goes in, you have to think that EUnited is dead to rights.
They've got to deal with Ryan Noob at some point. Bound is getting that one halfway. Ryan Noob is just sat inside of the base here. He's going to have so much pressure on him. If FaZe pick up multiple kills, they're all going to be swarming back with that flag. And Ryan Noob's going to have little to no chance of actually being able to make a big play. He's going to need some assistance from his teammates, but Snipedown just sit in front of the base at the moment, waiting for the rest of EUnited to move. The rocket launcher is up as well. The footsteps are going to be heard. Rain should be taken down, but no! Rain somehow manages to make Snipedown pay, and inside of the base as well. Ryan Noob picked up a kill, and Falcane's last alive. 4 dead somehow or other for FaZe.
Where are they going to spawn though? Can Ryan Noob get this out of the tree freeway? They do spawn back base, but it's not on the thrust side, so Ryan Noob does get it out of the base. King Nick positions himself for the overextension rocket side spots. Nobody knows the snipe down is going to be bottom middle, and this is going to be the first flag on the board for EUnited.
I'm not quite sure how that's worked out for them. That's a little bit of a misstep maybe from FaZe once more, who seem to have all the kills that they could possibly want. Maybe just too concerned with overslaying in that particular circumstance. But Nick with this rocket manages to pick up one, which is going to create an opening. Now, can EUnited manage to, in this last 2 minutes, get that flag that they're desperate to get on the board to tie this game up?
Not the best grapple we've seen, but King Nick going to continue to advance. Knows that there's players to deal with here. He's out of rockets, unfortunately. Gonna have grapple trying to stay alive. A cheeky grapple up top is gonna be denied by the wall there, and unfortunately it looks like EUnited was able to slay out.
We'll be trying to bait this flag carrier. Overshield is going to be enough to keep Ryan Noob alive as well until his teammates now move in. 2 players have fallen here for FaZe. Snipe down on Falcated, the last player's alive as well. Here's Nick.
Massive.
He'll take down Falcated. Snipe down as well. All players fall. And even though EUnited have only been in the base, it feels like twice, they're probably going to be able to tie this game up.
2 caps in a minute and a half time period to tie this one up as a minute left in regulation. Right now, EUnited find the space and the openings to get those 2 flag caps. It was perfectly executed from them. A phenomenal job by EUnited to flip this score and stay in this series.
Snipe down. Trying to survive here on the palm tree. And oh, Ryan Noob gets put on his back by Snipe down, giving him the wiggles. The hips were shaking. The knees were moving and the toes were tapping. As you see, FaZe now probably a little bit shell-shocked from what's just happened to them in the last few moments, trying to be aggressive and maybe get the flag cap that they need to at least secure the series and stop this going to a game 5.
Yeah, 28 seconds remaining in regulation, and Boobadooboo having control of the enemy's corner. He's just lost 2 teammates. Unfortunately, he's going to have his teammate with him, but it's going to be Bound and Boobadooboo versus Rain. And I believe it was Ryan for a second, but kills coming through from both sides. Nobody in a real position to grab the flag. Snipe Gun's gonna try and get there, but Sparty and King Nick to deal with him are gonna shut him down, and we're gonna look to go into the overtime round now.
It's overtime. Next flag wins between EUnited and FaZe. If it goes to FaZe, they go to the finals. If it goes to EUnited, we go to a game 5.
I still want to see that game 5. EUnited doing everything in the second half of regulation to get me there. Let's see if they have just a little bit of gas left in the tank to push this series the distance.
Oh, lovely grapple up to the Rockets there. Can allow EUnited not only to get early control, but power weapon in their hand for a few seconds. The issue was Snipe down. Not just targets in front of him, he's pretty good at hitting. He can hit the ones on the move as well. Now he's looking to answer back himself. That's how you grapple. That's how you rocket. As he takes down Rain inside of the base. Now this is a massive opportunity here for FaZe. They have the rockets inside of the base. They also have control of mid-map, but they can't quite kill Spartan for now. He might have burnt enough time for his teammates to actually come back off the respawn. Now Snipe down can't really do anything.
Yeah, Ryan Noob and Nick both clear out their base. You're going to see Boobadooboo trying to wait for the lightning grenades, but unfortunately he can't pick those up. And right now he's going to find himself by himself bottom middle. I love the fact that he might be able to get these and just burn them, right? Get them off the map so that FaZe can, or that EUnited cannot use these. Not only does he do that, though, he finds himself a kill and buys himself, his own team some time to come off respawn and to create some saves. Boobadooboo, that kill speaks massive amount of volume as far as the space he just gave his team, because it was going to be EUnited with full map control for a second if he doesn't get that.
Snipe down slides in. King Nick's here to greet him though. Snipe Down says goodbye. I'm not interested in anything you are selling inside of that treehouse. Rhino picks up the kill onto Snipe Down, so he will be cleaned up. And once again, the dynamo grenade just ticking away at those shields, doing damage not only to the POV that we were watching, but also to another player who was in the hut. Bound now trying to do some defensive work with those grenades. Challenges Rhino, but Rhino accepts gleefully and wins the battle.
Yeah, 2 go down for FaZe, so EUnited in a phenomenal position off that kill from Ryan Noob to clean up some kills. There it is, Rain with the last 2. Spawners from FaZe now stuck in the back of their bases. This overshield's coming up. And EUnited now with map control. We've seen what they can do towards the end of this game with this map control. If they're able to successfully push into the space with this overshield, they're going to take us to the game 5.
2 players down here for FaZe. However, 2 players fall for EUnited. Boo Boo is the last player alive here for FaZe. EUnited, who were 2-0 down, remember, in this flag game, now have to make huge plays. Look at the rotation coming back from EUnited. Boo Boo's been spotted here. EUnited are desperate to get him out of the base, but somehow he's staying alive and somehow he's doing so much work for his team.
Booba Dooba doing things that should not be done right now is going to keep his team in this. If he doesn't get those kills, stay alive, be a nuisance. Yep.
They got the flag
running
moving
this
as well.
flag across halfway.
Boo Boo's got it back through his double doors. And Boo Boo has just made surely the play to maybe win this. Bounds having to come back now. Desperation coming in from EUnited. Snipe Down goes for the touch. He's going to have to grapple away instead. Bound picks up 1. There's the grapple with the flag. You knew what was going to happen. Snipe Down out thinking the rest of EUnited, and FaZe will win the game